Right Now is a two-day creative writing conference organised by postgraduate students at the University of Strathclyde and aimed at those who are interested in developing their writing skills. This year it's been held as a part of the 7th I Write Festival. Christopher Brookmyre, award-winning crime writer and author of 14 novels, including Quite Ugly One Morning and Boiling a Frog, was the keynote speaker at the conference and shared his writing experiences for an hour with an audience of aspiring writers and interested readers.
Just gonna kind of pass on a bit of experience and talk about the process of becoming a writer and the inspiration for various books. Is in essence I'm going to answer the question that we all hate getting asked, which is where do you get your ideas from? A lot of folks talk about author's lifestyle, you know, it's like I have the most boring lifestyle known to man. So get up, write for a while, go for a walk, repeat.
Do you have any tips for writers who are starting out or struggling to sort of get into the zone? How do you get into the zone?
I wish I knew it. Sometimes it was just sheer bloody mindedness that you think, right, if you've got to get on with it, then get on with it. You don't kid yourself on and think, oh, I don't feel like writing. Sometimes you have to kind of force yourself to do it and see what comes out. And even if you've spent sort of the first hour grinding gears and writing something that's not particularly worth reading, you find once the engine's ticking over, you know, as the day goes on, it might be better. I certainly find that certain times of the day will be more productive than others. First thing in the morning seems to get harder and harder because it's almost like you have to flush out certain things from your head and just concentrate more and more on what you want to be concentrating on. I've never been one for burning the midnight oil, although I can't really pass a certain time of day. I realise that once I reach a certain time of day, even if I know where the story's going, the most constructive thing to do is try and come back to it when I'm feeling a bit brighter, because I'll make more of the idea at that point. Obviously people go in creative writing courses and there'll be various techniques that can be taught, but I think there's no substitute for someone being able to share their experience. Because well, sometimes it's about sharing your experience of the pitfalls as well, or just saying, here's the mistakes I made. Now, I'm a great believer in getting other people to make your mistakes for you, so if you can learn from someone else's screw-ups, then it might save you some time. You have to be prepared to give a bit of yourself, you know, to expose a bit of yourself. It's one of the reasons a lot of writers can be a bit prickly and sensitive to reviews and things, because they feel that you have to take a big bit of yourself and put it out there, you know, at the mercy of the public. But you can't really get very far if you don't. You know, you have to take elements of yourself and put them out there, and people frequently make wrong assumptions about what elements of yourself are in a book. Want to connect with the largest number of readers possible, and not just from a financial point of view, but from the fact that if you want to write something that communicates to more people, then clearly it's struck a chord with a wider readership. I'm always quite precious about whatever's been most recently written. I'm not someone who always says that the book I've just finished is the best. There's a few occasions I've said, oh, I've just finished this book and it's the best thing I've written. People say, but you say that every book, but it's not true. You know, I was hugely enthused by When the Devil Drives, because I thought it was probably the best kind of twisty-turny type of book I've written. You know, it's a book that is first time I've written an actual whodunit that is intended to keep you changing your mind all the way through. But I'm quite enthused about Bedlam just now, because it was just great fun to write. I mean, I always wanted to write my own kind of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I always with my own sort of satirical science fiction playground to explore, and I've done that. Bedlam should be the first in a series of books. I think you have to be excited by your own work, you know, otherwise no one else is going to be excited by it. You always say that unless you're having fun writing something, then no one's going to have any fun reading it. But by fun, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be light in tone. I just mean it's like if you're not excited to be doing it, even if it's really gruesome or it's something that you're writing, something that's you're aiming for it to be very affecting, then you know yourself. it's your own passion that you're trying to put on the page. And so that's why I'd hate to be in a position of going through the motions of writing a book that reminded me of a previous book I'd written. So that's why I'm sort of always moving in a new direction. So I've just finished a book, and I was aware that with where the body's buried, where the devil drives, were very much more serious than before, and then part of me was missing being flippant and going for cheap laughs, and so I've just finished a book in which there are those sort of satirical and outrageous elements in spades. Probably the most strange, bizarre, and definitely the most imaginative novel I've ever written. And so it's called Bedlam, and it will be out early 2013. So there'll actually be like 2 in the space of about 6-7 months.